Live with DJ and Brant with another fantastic guest in Amarillo. Take it away, DJ.
Take it away, DJ. This is my one of my dearest friends. Talk,
Hmm.
and so's Brant. This is like best friend. It's all about me. I'm DJ's student. I want you to meet my friends. This is my friend Donna Soria. She's with the Maverick Boys and Girls Club, and I know she looks young, but she's also the executive director there. And then also my friend Brant Fricker, and he's one of my best friends too. So I am just so blessed. Aren't I special?
You got a friend in me. Yeah, hey.
It is. And so today it was really important. There's a lot of stuff going on, where budgets are getting slashed and all this kind of thing. And this is going on with our Maverick Club, but yet the Maverick Club's services keep growing and the need keeps growing. And so I want us to see. I mean, the people who watch these videos with us, Brett, they're extra intelligent. They're very, very smart people. So we just need them to give us some suggestions and how they can help us too on helping the Maverick Club. And also, I know that you have an event coming on tomorrow, Wednesday, even though this is also going to be recorded. But the kids are going to take on the cops. Is that right?
You believe that? Oh, that is the biggest thing I think that happens around here. I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger, and it's only our third year, but it's something we talk about all year long. It's something they practice for all year long. Little sidebar games are always going on, to practice. So we know the police are practicing, but we have a gym right here, and any free minute, these guys are out there dribbling free shots. It's gonna be, there's not gonna be, it's standing room only right now.
That is so cool.
Wow.
That is,
You can't beat it with the kids. And
No, it started out as just a friendly casual game. Whenever they would swing by, they just stop in and we'd play a friendly casual game. And we started keeping count of the games, and we thought we might as well make this more formal, and all the parents wanted to come. And so before you know it, it just got so big. But the first game they won, and then the second year we won, but they didn't bring the trophy back. And then after a couple of months of us still not seeing the trophy, I had to call Sergeant Carla Burr and file a police report. Our kids wanted to go down to the police station and say, we want our trophy. And magically it appeared. It appeared, and we have it now, and it's about 4 feet tall. It's on display, and tomorrow will be the tiebreaker. We can't wait to see who is going to win.
that is so cool.
wonderful.
So cool. So tell us a little bit about, actually, let's go ahead and go back to how old the Maverick Club is. And I know about the Maverick Alumni Association and that they have a fundraiser every year for Labor Day weekend. And
Right.
this year, they said that I usually buy a tea box, and they said what they'd like to do is provide the tea box for me if I would give them my daughter's picture. And
Oh,
I've got Patricia's Maverick Club card.
oh my gosh.
Um, it is the funniest thing because Patricia and I were talking, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, and she said, I just loved going to the Maverick Club. I know I gave you heck over at mom and stuff, but I really loved it. And she said, I wish that I had my Maverick Club card because I think I
Oh,
saved it. And I said, I've got it. And she said, do you know where it is right now? And we were talking on the phone, and I took a screenshot of it. And she said, you're so,
Oh,
and so I want that to be on the tee box with her face.
that's so cool.
So anyway, but this is more than just a boys and girls club to me because of all the years that have gone into it. So please.
Right. We like to say that we are more than 90 years experienced instead of
wow.
saying that we're 90 years old, because, we're almost as old as our city. And if you think about it, it started out because there were some boys wandering around the neighborhood pulling flowers out of flower beds. And that
Mm.
was just unheard of. They were hoodlums. And I wish that was all that kids were tempted with today, was pulling flowers out of flower beds, but they're dealing with so much more. But the phone call was made, we've got to do something. These little boys are like calves away from their mother's little cows, like Mavericks. So that was how the term Maverick came up with. And um, ever since then,
Wow.
we've just been, the Maverick Boys and Girls Club. We are part of affiliation of the Boys and Girls Club of America, but we are so old that we were grandfathered in and got to keep our name. And we start out as Maverick, but you'll go to other cities and you'll hear Lubbock Boys and Girls Club,
Right.
or those kinds of things. So we're so excited about our history, and if people don't even realize that more Olympians have come out of this organization than any one entity in the whole nation. We have Brandon Slay, but there are so many more that people don't realize that have come out of here, just world champions, and we're proud of our heritage. And then of course, Glenn and Angela, his sidekick over there, helping him with the alumni, and then the golf tournament coming up that will benefit the alumni. Labor Day weekend, like you said, I think there's still room for teams, but we just have our hands connected to so many things. But what we're really here to talk about today is the 650 kids that we serve every day. 90% are below poverty. We do secret surveys with our kids to find out the 3 things they have in common. 1, they're all hungry. There's not enough food at home. Number 2, they're all behind in school and they don't like that. And number 3, they're missing a male figure. They're missing a parent or an adult figurehead that could speak into their life, that they could talk to, or that could mentor them, or that could parent them. We talk about generational poverty, but we don't always talk about generational parenting. And we're looking at a different type of parent today that's really kind of getting a bad rap. Our parents are working so hard. They depend on childcare to stay employed in the workforce, and there's just nothing out there. We are in a childcare desert, and people are struggling to stay employed when that's the number one reason. The number one challenge that adults can't go to work is they have a child-related situation. And so we like to think of ourselves as co-parenting, because we are very, very much a part of our families' lives. And I just want to tell you, one of the brain things that we did, that was all the Lord. We were trying to open up a site over in Mesa Verde. And long story short, we had so many people calling us saying, what about childcare after hours? What am I supposed to do? I had a waitress that worked at Denny's, had 3 kids, and gets off at midnight, and her and her kids are sleeping in a car, and, she's needing help, and there's just nothing out there for her. But we started putting all this information together. We went to Tyson and we applied for a grant, and they said, basically you just didn't ask for enough money. Come back next year. We went back the next year and they said, oh, you asked for too much money. The third year, it worked like magic, and we got some really great people that were involved over there. Jason McCoy had moved over there for a little bit and helped us, kind of turn the volume up on our song and dance. But long story short, they did their own survey. They believed what we had to say, and they saw the need, and they understood that. And so for their B shift employees, we are keeping those children up until 1 o'clock in the morning. So we are so proud of Tyson, because they are definitely leading by example, paying 100% of the cost of childcare. We've even had people that have transferred from other beef packing plants or chicken packing plants to work at Tyson just so they could take advantage of the childcare. And that way, you've got to have peace of mind when you're a parent, that everything's okay, because people say, gosh, look at this. Let's just say a 6-year-old child, hoping somebody wakes up in time to get you to school on time for breakfast, hoping clothes on, hopefully you've got your homework done. But, sometimes life just interrupts some of those hopes and dreams. But then you go to school all day, then you ride on a bus for an hour to get to us. And then you're going to get here and you're with 300 other kids, but they all leave at 7 o'clock. And you're only going to be here with 40 other Tyson kids, which they have called themselves the Night Owls. And they are here until 1 o'clock in the morning. So this is the kind of life that some of our kids are leading. And people say, well, gosh, that's terrible. But think of the alternative of not being supervised, or not having a meal, or not having somebody to help you or look out for you. There's all kinds of danger. out there. So that's a long rambling answer and story to kind of who we are, where we came from. But our situation is that there's no YMCA and there's not a campfire. There's only a few after school programs. We're the only after school program that serves teenagers, middle school, high school. So, we need our community to help us. There's such a waiting list. We have 400 kids on our waiting list only because we have 400 slots. If we had 2,000 slots, they'd all be filled up because there's such a need in our city. It's just, what do we do? It's, the first day of school, the first day of summer camp, we turn parents away. They're like, you got to help me. I got to get to work. What am I supposed to do? We only have this many slots. We can only serve this many kids. And that's what is hard for our parents. It's first come, first serve. So like this summer, when all the schools are closed and we're usually serving 650 kids, now we can only serve about 300 in this standalone building right here. What about all those other kids? And then to find out that our registration is 55% new, seen before, it keeps us up at night. Where are our other kids? Are they going to come back? We miss them. Are they okay? That's kind of what's going on.
Where's your facility located at?
We were here before the highway was here. So the highway was built around this building, and we are over here at 1923 South Lincoln, right by the Canyon Way, where I-40 and Canyon Way kind of crosses, but where the railroad tracks are.
Okay, and I was a latchkey kid, and
Yep.
it would have made a big difference in my life had I been a part of Boys and Girls Club. I know Denzel Washington, I believe, was a product of Boys and Girls Club, and I'm very supportive of them. And like you said, a lot of amazing, successful people have come out of that. So tell me what it looks like, when you walk in the door and it's during working hours. So many people are oblivious to this, and I'm always amazed at how Amarillo people take care of each other. But I have to say that I haven't heard about this before. Personally, what is there to expect when you walk in the door, and what are some of the needs for us to help you?
Oh, gosh, I'm so glad you asked, but I have to tell you my Denzel Washington story.
Yeah.
Because we were, he really is what you see. He was
Yeah,
just
I love
so
him. Yeah.
exciting, but he's the board president of the Boys and Girls Club
Oh,
of
he is.
America.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And yes, in fact, he created an award because the person at the Boys and Girls Club when he was growing up that really influenced him, he got to name an award after them. And so every year we go down there to find out who's going to get this award. But that person died, but it means so much to him. But
Wow.
I got to meet him, and he said, gosh, he was like, tell me about your club. He really wanted to know what was going on in our club. We have 5,500 clubs in the nation that are all doing the same thing, the all curriculum, focusing on character and citizenship and, just things that are abstract that we kind of lost. Eye contact when you're shaking someone's hand. These are just things that these little things are going to change our whole world, but we like to call it a movement because we're all kind of moving towards the same thing. And we're really doing a lot with our kids. We want to be the leading experts on after school programming and summer camp programming. But when you come to the club, our goal is that you fall in love with us. We're just serving these kids, and they have no filter, and they are just kids. And we don't apologize, for who they are. We live in this building, and so you might find milk on the floor if you come in. I used to say, hey, we got to be tour ready. And then my staff came and said, we live in this building. I'm sorry, Miss Donna, but sometimes milk is on the floor. I like that. I like that our kids understand this is their club. We just work here. It is a home away from home. And we have a board member that was a club kid, Edwin Criado, who is with Duke Electric. And we had a new person that was working the front desk, and he was coming for a board meeting. And, safety first over here, we've gotten some really national awards for our safety practices. Like one thing, you've got to be buzzed in and you've got to wear one of these safety vests. I'm so excited to demonstrate because this means that you are a safe person. or you've had a background check, or you're being accompanied by an adult that has had a background check. And plus, it shows up on our camera, our security. We always know if we're in ratio. And but anyway, so he came in, he's getting his vest, and she was like, "No, sir, you cannot go in there." Well, she didn't understand, but for him, this is like his home away from home. It's like
Right.
you don't understand what this place was for me. And like, we have men in their 70s that will walk in here and say, "Do you see that corner over there? I got SWATs in that corner and it changed my life." And they'll start kindergarten girl. I mean, this is just the Mr. Dykeman had something that may like you find in military or gangs. They were all connected to each other. The culture that he created, that everybody couldn't live without each other. It was oxygen. They were each other's oxygen. And I miss that kind of thing. That was just a special thing that he created. But when you come
Wow.
in here today, you're going to find 300 to 350 kids having the time of their life. Today they've got field trips. We partner with so many wonderful places in our community, like the Amarillo Town Club, spend $60,000 a month just making sure that every single one of our kids understand water safety and get swim lessons. And also, they feed all of our kids concession food. Do you know how important that is? That's like name brand food to our
Wow.
kids. So
Wow.
people stepping up to do things like that. The Amarillo Club teaching all of our kids etiquette class. Our kids are going to do exceedingly well in sports, and we expect
Wow.
them to be at sports banquets, and this way they know what fork to use. We have a spider club where we just have a bunch of kids that like spiders, and then we have a bug club that meets on Tuesday so that the spider club has something to eat on Thursday. It's very strategic.
I
Like
love it.
I had some, the kid, like we just kind of do our work in front of the kids, and they heard us talking about the bus breaking down, and we were like trying to figure out how we're going to fix the bus. And they were like, "Well, why can't we fix the bus? Why can't we go get a job and fix the bus?" Well, that's nice, but that's not really. Well, why can't we have a car wash and raise the money to fix a bus? It's our bus. You're always saying this is our club.
Wow.
What's wrong with
Wow.
our money? So, yeah, we took the bus, the broken down bus. We took it to Burger King, and the kids made signs that said, "Help us fix our bus." They raised $4,000. The bill was $8,000. United Way gave us the rest of the money. But the kids ride around in that bus going, "We fixed this bus." We they call themselves the car washing club. But I also have a little club that I had a bunch of 9-year-old boys saying, "Golly, Miss Donna, if you get me a lawnmower, show me how to mow the grass, I'll mow the grass for you." And I got to thinking, that's not a bad idea. So I called
Hey.
our friend Scott Bentley, and I said, "I got a bunch of kids over here that want to mow the grass." So a bunch of bankers showed up here with lawnmowers and taught our boys how to mow the grass. It's just like, if we're going to change the oil in the bus, take the kids with you. If we're going to do dishes, take the kids with you. What can we show these kids? These are just life skills, soft life skills that you just don't
Wow.
get anywhere if you're laying on a couch.
No, they don't.
So
They don't. They
the
don't get them in
first
school either.
no,
So,
and poor
wow.
teachers, they just don't have the freedom that we have here. They've got goals and educational things they have to do, but there's nothing like being able to pull a kid in and just saying, "I noticed that you're kind of sad today. What's going on?"
Oh,
And just, teachers just don't have that liberty. And as good as we are, we can talk about the money that we have in the bank. We can talk about a brand new roof. I can show you statistics, how we improved on reading skills. But the best thing that happens here at the Maverick, our secret sauce is our staff. Our staff are just people, real people that are broken just like our kids, that are just living life and just doing the best they can. We've
oh, I
got
love it.
college students, we've got mothers, we've got all different colors, shapes, sizes of people that
I'm at your
really.
Facebook page right now.
You are.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I love what I see. My son and I will dress up in real knight armor and give kids a brass coin has the code of knighthood on it, and we love that. I don't know if that would ever be a
Yes,
fit, but and of course,
always.
maverickclub.org is a website you can go to as well. Very user friendly. You can make donations there one time, or you can do monthly donation as well. But Winston Churchill once said, "There's no better investment than putting milk into babies." And
Wow.
in this day and age, there's not a better investment. than to invest in our future. And those same hands that could be looting stores and throwing bricks can be protecting a city and leading a city. And it starts with the young. I've heard it said that there's a race to the heart of the child, and the one who gets there first usually wins. I'm seeing some great things here, and also I want to follow. I just now click follow on Maverick Boys and Girls Clubs of Amarillo, and I am very much looking forward to getting involved any way that I can. This is
Thank you
music to
for
my
saying
ears.
that.
I was an at-risk kid, and my father had died. Um, I was going to a ghetto school. That's what they called us. We didn't know. I grew up in the mix, which I love that. I think everyone should grow up in the mix of racial backgrounds. Back at a time where we celebrated each other. Not everything was so politicized and offended, but we celebrated each other and we were in it together. And but I went on to live out every music broadcasting dream I ever had, and it's because I had people speak into my life. I wish I would have had a boys and girls club that I knew about when I was an at-risk kid. But there's no better investment than this. And Maverick Boys and Girls Clubs of Amarillo, that's the Facebook page. And again, the website, maverickclub.org. And I'm just honored to meet you, Donna. I really am.
Oh my, thank you so much for saying
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Well,
DJ?
I just tell you real quick
Yeah.
on August 7th, and I'm just gonna have to pick up my computer and show DJ because she'll love this, but see this, can you see the board? Can you see Randall and
Yeah.
Dale? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so Randall's grandfather, Dale, was a volunteer for 25 years. He taught karate upstairs in the cage, and when we needed security, we weren't able to raise all the money. Randall said, "I've got it, don't worry." And so we just dedicating that room to our teenagers in the name of Dale Elliott because of everything he did there. So there's such a need for teenagers; they have no place to go,
Is that
and
Dale's anniversary of dying?
that is August 7th is the time that we could get everybody together because it took the Area Foundation, it took Amarillo National Bank, and it took all state securities to make this teen room happen. But we want to be the place where teens come on weekends. And after Dick Bivens come here, and we have, DJ and pizza and WT students coming here to mentor and just a place to hang out, a recreation
That is
center.
so cool.
And it just took a lot of people to believe in it and took a lot of people to give money. So we're excited to honor this and just make a difference. We have to do something to reach these kids, like he was saying, 5 years from now, because we don't have any place for our kids to go right now. Who are the police going to be, and our doctors, and the
Right.
people at Taco Bell? It's going to be these kids, and we need to be investing in these kids now. This is who's going to be in our community tomorrow.
Mhm.
And like you said, those at-risk kids, and even the kids that aren't at risk, all through so much, like it's even taboo to report the number of teenage suicides. We'll report how many suicides happen in Amarillo, but you can't really find out how many teenagers
Right.
that is. And we know that because we've suffered the loss of a teenager here at the club. Just, changed our whole community. So just appreciate you guys caring and being interested about our kids. There's so much more to talk about. You just have to come by and see the club.
I can't wait. I want to do that the next time I come to town. And yeah, yeah, without a doubt. Um,
And when you come in, there's a clock.
mhm.
That's right, in the lobby waiting for you.
There's a clock.
Mhm.
Okay.
DJ gave us the clock, and that's where everybody poses for a picture.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Well,
just
wow.
think of what a clock represents. It's thank you for your time. And it was a very significant gift that I didn't realize how significant it would be.
Well, you know what? We're in this together.
Mhm.
This is, I'm, in over 40 years, I've been a children's minister, youth minister, at risk, ranch, kids ranch. That's what changed my life. And there's no greater reward. That's the biggest of all the amazing things I get to do. The kids is where it's at, and especially those who are hungry for direction, and they're all priceless. This is the first time in our culture where the number one influence of young people is not a coach, it's not a teacher, it's not a parent, it's each other.
It's
And
right. You're so
and
right.
and, and if they're only influencing each other from TikTok and all the craziness going on without some type of, this culture where it's gone, you show a child a jigsaw puzzle and they'll say, "Hey, okay, cool. Where's the picture?" And this nonsense of, "Oh, it's whatever you want it to be."
Oh,
They just check out, or they'll go to escapism, or they'll medicate loneliness or sadness in their own way. But if you give them a picture of what life can look like, they can put the puzzle together. And I'm very impressed with you, Donna, and with this organization to give our young people a picture of what life can look like. And hats off to you. So can't wait till next time, DJ. Thanks for another fantastic guest.